What's up, guys? Welcome to With All Due Respect, your podcast show for the GFW. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have an angry wife on the other side with my buddy Ebarb here. It's probably going to mess him all up. Ebarb, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm having a great day. It's my first off day in a little bit.
Well, there you go. Let's avoid getting beat. It sounds like you're going to get beat back there a couple different times.
Oh yeah, the wife's right on the side of me and everything, and she's just like all women, just always talking. So she might come on every now and then. And I just got hit twice.
I figured that was coming. You can't say
Yep.
things like that. Yeah. So look, we are here at card number 34. So we're going to do a little recap of episode number 34, Things Escalating Quickly, we called it. And then we're going to take a look at episode 35, our go-home show right before our next pay-per-view called Last Call. There's a lot of different things that we can talk about here, so let's just jump right into it. This card was... Oh, let me go ahead and mute that, because that's going to be kind of hard to hear if I keep that unmuted. Let me go ahead and pull up the card, so while this is playing, you can actually see the actual card for this show. I figured you'd have all this ready. Well, I did try to have all this ready, so let me go ahead and pull up this card for card number 34. So this came out 3 weeks ago already. Jeez, man, it's been so long. We kind of are doing the show a long time after the show came out. We had a great watch party, first and foremost. We had a new guy. We were watching. Were we watching Raw? No, that was the last show. That's right. So we were watching like just a regular Raw or something. And one of the new guys, Go, came on and said that he had this really cool website he could connect us all to. We could watch the video together. And so we did. We had like 4 of us for the watch party. And we were just kind of talking about the shows we went through. It was a really, really, really fun time. If you have time, be at the watch show parties. Those things are fun.
Yes, they are, man. We have a blast in those things. Just having the new guys on, you get to interact with them, and it's really fun whenever y'all get to talk and kind of form a bond with each other than just, oh, that's just some guy I play a match with every now and then. Interact with each other, get to know each other, become friends. That's how me and Nate started this whole thing. Nate used to be my youth pastor growing up, and we became brothers in all reality. Like, I would do anything for this guy, and I know he'd do anything for me. So, form a bond with each other, because it is really fun to have people that you can depend on, and especially whenever y'all play games together, because it isn't just got to be the GFW play games in. Play other stuff together.
Yep, we got the Golf League, we got Madden, we got NASCAR, we got all that stuff. We got an echo all of a sudden. What happened?
I don't know. Is that better?
No, it's not. Oh, no, it's still there. I thought it went away, but it didn't go away. So, let me cover the car. No, I can still hear it.
Oh, well, get over it.
I don't know what happened. We can't have that, but it's going to drive people insane.
My wife left. Maybe that's what happened.
Oh, that's probably what happened. Let me cover the card real quick. Chaos number 34 card. The rookie tournament was KO versus Derek DeMoise. We had a watering hole, the hardcore rematch, Tex versus Jack Thunder. The rookie tournament, Nightmare versus J-Mac. And then the main event, the tag match, the club versus the hired guns. Lots of good stuff. Probably not the best card that we've ever had. With all due respect, everybody tried really hard. But we had some weird stuff going on in card number 34. I'm way more excited when we get to card 35. I think card 35 in the pay-per-view just has so much potential to be a fun show. But overall, what are your thoughts about the show?
I thought the show was great. Like you said, we kind of fell on some parts, but, I liked everybody's matches. You got to watch, some of the new guys start out and see how they play and the way they do things. And all in all, everybody's getting into this. We now have even more new guys from the last card. So it's like every week we're growing and growing, which is going to be more content for us, and I love that.
Let's go ahead and talk about the card. Favorite match, or let's do it the reverse way. Worst match of the night for you?
Worst match of the night for me, the tag match.
Why the tag match?
I don't know. I wonder why. Maybe I got my ass handed to me.
You did get it handed to you, so we don't want to give too many spoilers, but it was a little bit of a one-sided affair. But overall, it was a good story, right? It told a good story. It wasn't a complete mopping of the floor of you guys. Like, you did make a little bit of a comeback there, and it ended up being a really fun match. And I thought it told a really good story overall about kind of where this is going, and it's going to play in well. Again, I think heels can take losses, right? You can write. I think heels are faces. Anybody can write losses off. You can role play losses off. I don't think that they matter that much outside of like actually holding championships. To me, that was the best match of the night. Like it had the best flow. It had the best look. It told the best story. The club versus the hired guns. There's some dissension starting to build there with the hired guns. The club looks stronger than ever before. I'm excited because we are like very, very close from being able to start a tag team division. And so this just told a really, really great story. By far, in my opinion, match of the night.
See, I gotta disagree with that. I honestly think that the match of the night should have went to um, Tex versus Jack Thunder, and the reason being is because I mean, you just watch that the whole RP beforehand of Tex going with talking with Credence, and then you have the whole match, and then after that you have the RP of Jack talking and talking about his match. You know, the whole flow of that from beginning to end was just awesome to me. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I will say, well, we'll save this. So, um, I thought that was a good match. I still don't think it was the match of the night. My worst match of the night has to go to Nightmare versus J Mac. Now, Nightmare was a guy that we were super excited about. He was super active. He was putting a lot of effort and energy into his character. Supposedly a real life wrestler, and then he just spazzed out, like literally in like a 10-minute conversation, completely spazzed out and left. And evidently, he was part of the OCW, which is another league that we used to be in, and evidently he left there too. And so, worst match of the night has to go to that one. The guy just didn't play well. His move set was all jacked up. J Mac handled business and took care of Nightmare, and I was super happy for that. And I had some fun with his entrance because the guy was being a complete douchebag. And so, because of that, with all due respect, if you watch the show, I could care less what you thought. You were a jerk and you got everything that you deserved. I messed with your entrance and you got your butt handed to you by J Mac.
Exactly. You know, if you're that's how you're gonna act. You know, if you can't be a grown adult and you want to act like a little child, then we're gonna treat you like a little child. You know, so if you want to do a match and then catch an attitude and want to run off and everything when we're trying to talk to you about stuff, then we're gonna have full pledge of doing whatever we want to do to your character. Just be grateful that we didn't change them up and put them in a dress or something stupid like that on the entrance.
All right, what was your favorite part of the show? It could be a role play, could be a segment, could have been the match, it could have been a move in the match. What was kind of your favorite part of the show?
Oh man, so favorite part of the show is seeing J Mac. Like I was really excited about seeing him and just seeing how he plays and his move set and his look is amazing. To me, I really like his character. I like his character. I like the way he plays. Um, we've talked a little bit, not very much, because he is overseas, I believe. So his daytime and our nighttime kind of doesn't fall the same. Um, but you know, I think he's going to be a great guy to have in the league and to help us grow and everything. So seeing his character and the way he plays was awesome for me.
Yeah, the guys overall have been a little quiet the past week and a half, but then we hit like these spurts where for like 6 hours there's nothing but chatter. To me, my favorite part of the segment, which is also a little sad, was this part that we're actually watching right now. I know you can't see this, but I have Aiden Steele versus KO, where we actually wrote KO off the show, and then sadly, actually Tavon, the owner of KO, who was actually just going to move on to some other characters and we were just going to get rid of the KO character. He actually let us know today that he tried to come back, but he does have to walk away. He's got some like real life personal things that he's got to handle first, but the door's always open. He's still going to stay in the big community chat, and so he was part of our Mad League. He gave up his team there. Hopefully, he will get things straightened out, get things fixed up, and he'll be able to come back. But to me, this just told a really fun story. Now, um, I'm interested to hear more about like the hiring guns, right? And how you hire them and what's the point and why did they take out KO. But I thought that this segment, this fight scene told a really great story. It wrote him off from having to be in his match against Dirk. Now Dirk gets him a bye week and gets to move on into the next round of the rookie tournament. I wish I would have heard more from Dirk. With all due respect, Dirk, we love you. You're the bomb, dude. You know how I feel about you personally. You've been a great addition to the league since you joined here about a month ago, whatever it's been. But I wish I would have heard more from Dirk about that. Like if there was no match, he had plenty of time to get me bigger role plays, better role plays, like start to take that opportunity to tell the story of Derek. And like he comes across as this super like uppity, know-it-all, like he's the stuff, but yet he got this free win, and I didn't really get a role play about it. Like there's no chatter going into the pay-per-view, so I'm challenging you guys to do that. Give me some chatter at this go home show. Like talk that pay-per-view up, build it up. Let me hear some chatter. Like give me a reason to tune into the pay-per-view and to see that rookie championship match.
Yeah, totally. I had fun with the whole making the video of him and everything. Tavon, you're a great guy. I love playing games with you and everything. So hopefully you are able to come back. Um, that also kind of puts us down with CJ, because CJ
Yep.
was another one of his characters, and he was building him up and everything, and he was going to be really good with him. Um, so now we're down Koa because he wanted to make a new guy, which means he was going to make a whole other guy. We're going to have two more guys. Well, now he's out, so we're down two guys. As far as the chatting and everything goes with our guys, we do have these spurts. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like when you're gone, that's when it starts up.
Yeah.
That's how it really starts. Like you just kind of like go MIA for a second, whether it be work or whatever you're doing, and everybody starts talking, and you jump in. Like 5 minutes later, it's
Yeah,
dead.
everybody's gone.
It's like you're the old grandpa, and nobody wants to be around you.
Well,
I guess
like
that's
even
what
the
it
last
is.
2 nights, people are like, "Oh, I'll be up." I haven't had a Madden game, so I've stayed up late trying to get DMs, and it's been a ghost town. There's been no one around anywhere. But I came home early today. I'm actually working from home tomorrow. I leave for New York on Friday, but I'll be back on Sunday night, and then I'll have a couple days at home. I get 3 days off for Mardi Gras, and so hopefully people will show up and get some DMs. We actually have some new guys that they need to get their FPR matches on. There's about 3 new guys who haven't done anything. They said they needed a little time to work through, so I'm going to be bugging them, and hopefully they'll get their stuff in. But there's some new guys that I'm super excited about. They're pumped. I'm being told that a lot of guys are creating a second character, and so we're very, very close to not only tag team titles being introduced, but also maybe a cruiserweight, because I'm hearing a lot of guys are starting to go cruiserweight. What do you think about a cruiserweight division? I'm excited about tag titles. We used to have tag titles back in the WWG. You and I were the first tag team champions when Cactus and Aiden were together. So, like, I'm super excited about being able to bring that back. I got to figure it out because I actually need a tag team partner because I can't play as both of my characters. But I'm excited about tag team. But what do you think about cruiserweight or tag team?
Yeah. So my whole thing with cruiserweights is, I like them. I like their high flying ability and their style and everything. Um, but if you get some of these bigger guys, it's harder to play as a cruiserweight. So you've actually got to kind of know what you're doing and have a little bit more experience in playing the game to know that mindset. Um, Same thing with tagging. You've got to know your partner and the way they play. So you can't sit there and think, all right, cool, we're gonna play exactly the same, but then y'all don't. So you kind of got to pick your partner right and see how they're gonna play. If you're gonna be a cruiserweight, you got to know how to play a cruiserweight. So I like my little individual running as a single and be able to do powerful moves and a little bit of high flying. That's where I stay at. That's my zone right there.
Yeah, I think tag team divisions are going to be fun, but you hit the nail on the head. You got to find the right guy. You got to have that right consistency with each other. You got to kind of know exactly when to tag in, when to tag out, when to stop fighting, get over in your corner, tag your partner in because you're out of reversals or you're low on energy or whatever the case is. And you really have to work well as a team. So that's a look at episode number 34. It was a great show. I loved what we got to do with the watch party. I thought that was a whole lot of fun. and we'll definitely do that here again for the next couple. And hopefully, more guys will be able to come and join us. I think Pizza Roll was on with us. Go, you and I. But man, I want to see Dirk in there. I want to see, Outlaw is another new guy who's from the Madden League who's kind of checking us out, who should do all of his stuff here soon. And then there's some other new guys that have joined and are getting their stuff put in. So, man, make it a point, be at those, leave your comments. So on the blog post of the show, there's an opportunity here where it says click to comment. I want to hear your comments. Like, leave your comments. Talk about your show. If you talk about your show, other people are going to read your comments. They're going to see, oh my God, this blog post has 5 replies. Like, what's going on in here? Maybe I should click that. Maybe I should watch this show and see what everybody's talking about. And I'll also say this, like, people are watching us. Like, I got a message this week of a EFED that wants to talk about a merger. I don't know that we're in a position where we need a merger, but I was like, look, we can kind of talk things through and come check us out. And like, I'm getting applications daily, either through the website or on PSN. I've got us on about 7 or 8 different threads on different forums all throughout the interweb, just all over the place on different wrestling forums. Our Twitter's super active, the YouTube's super active. So look, people are watching us. Give them good content. Give me good role plays. That's where I'm challenging everybody to step it up a notch, is when it comes to role plays. And I felt like a couple of us did that this show. But, the shows have always been very me heavy because I am the one who puts it together. I'm the one who produces the most content. And I'm just challenging everybody else to outdo me. Like, if I can find time to put in that kind of work, and to be honest, like, I spend like 10 minutes doing role plays. Like, I sit down, I rack it out, I knock it out, and then I'll spend a couple hours doing videos and entrances and everything. I'm challenging you guys, get me some really good role plays. So, any last comments for episode number 34?
No, I mean, like I said, I like 34. I think it was good. I liked some matches, didn't like others. Getting to see these new guys, jump up like that, it's going to be fun. So I'm ready for 35. 35, I feel, is going to be a great card going into the pay-per-view. A lot of good matches. We've got all of these rookie going up against each other for that not the tag title, sorry, for the rookie title. And hopefully we will see what happens.
I agree. So this is actually a typo by me. I put card 34, but it is actually 35. So you got Tex versus J-Mac in the rookie tournament. I think, if I'm guessing, that's going to be match of the night. That has the potential to be really, really, really fun. Two guys who have completely opposite styles with those characters, but yet should be a really fun match. Jay Logan, the new guy who I'm super, super excited about, against Dirk. I'm a little biased, with all due respect to everybody in this. I hope everybody has fun, but there's a big piece of me that wants to see Dirk versus J-Mac. 2 tag team best friends, BFFs forever. They have their own league. They hold a lot of those titles. I want to see those two in the rookie championship at Last Call. I think it could be amazing. Match number 3 is Jack Thunder versus Dustin White in a backstage brawl. The first time we've actually had a match like that. That should be a ton of fun. The hardcore champion is going to get to go backstage. I think this is the first time that he has faced Dustin White. And this is the first time we get to see Dustin White, outside of getting jumped by Cactus, actually get his hands dirty and have to do something outside of the ring. And then our main event, which will actually take place after this podcast is over, Aiden Steele versus Captain Alex in the main event. This is building towards Last Call. And I think that we're going to get some very intriguing and interesting announcements at this card from some of the leaders. And I'm challenging everybody, right? I am, with all due respect, challenging all of you. Get me content. Make the pay-per-view worth watching. Even if you're not in a championship match, give me something for your match. Whatever match that you end up being in, get me something that makes me want to watch, right? Get me something that makes me sit on the edge of my seat. These shows have gotten just a couple of minutes shorter over the past 3 weeks, but I'm challenging all of us to step it up a notch. Let's get some really great content out there. Send me some role plays. I've already started messaging people about an idea that I have. Look, get me some stuff. Be creative. Ask other people, hey, will you do this for me? Will you work with me here? What do you think about this idea? Write this role play with me. Get me stuff, get me stuff, get me stuff. Ebarb, what is your favorite match that you think you're looking forward to, and your thoughts about card number 35?
So my favorite match I'm thinking I'm gonna look forward to is definitely gonna be the Tex versus J Mac. Like you said, they're both rookies. Um, it's gonna be a great match to see how it's gonna do. You have this kind of tall cruiserweight versus the big brawler heavy guy who's not very technical. He's all about brawling and he doesn't have any real fancy moves or anything. So it's going to be really cool to see these two play out. It's like total opposites, it's like black versus white,
Mm-hmm.
red versus blue here. It's total opposite on the color spectrum. And so you got that going on. Then you have Dustin in the back, like you said, he's done everything in the ring. He's kind of a high flyer, so you're taking
Yeah,
his high flying ability out of the question here, you know. So it's going to see if he can tap into that primal instinct of using weapons and being very crucial, and let's see if that guns for hire side really comes out of him. Then Aiden versus Captain. We've seen it before, but there's a lot of animosity between these two. They've been going at it from day one. They don't like each other. Uh, Aiden especially doesn't like him. Aiden really doesn't like anybody, but that's because he feels like he's been robbed from title shots and everything else, and Captain's always in his way. So you've got all that going on, and you got Dirk's match going on, and that's another one I want to see. We've got another new guy starting, so I'm all about wanting to see what's going on and what's going to happen with that. So it's something. It's going to be a great card, I think.
I agree. I think the J Mac Tex again. I think that'll be the match of the night. Pulling for Jay just a little bit because I think Dirk is going to win his match, and Jay versus Dirk, I think, just has so much potential. I wish those guys would role play more. I'm challenging you to role play a little more. Like, tell me a story there. Like, there hasn't even been a role play that you two know each other. There hasn't been a role play about the history there. That, like, I want to hear something about that. I even this card started as I sent out my messages telling you what we're thinking as a booking committee and the direction that we're going to kind of help some of you who feel like you're struggling with telling a story and building feuds. This is where we're thinking about going. So start working with that person. Start writing your role plays around there, creating content around that. And then, like, there's the Aiden Dustin tension that started to build up in card 34 that I want to hear more of in card 35. Does this boil over at last call? Is there still a hired guns by the time we get back at our next show? This would be 35, 36, so 37. Is card 37, is there going to be a hired guns, all right? Then there is that Aiden still Captain Alex. Aiden beat Captain a couple of weeks ago. Like, is there going to be the payback? What's going to happen to these two guys at the pay-per-view? Who's going to face Jack Thunder at the pay-per-view for the hardcore title? Is Dustin White going to be so beat up from the tag match and then against Jack Thunder at a backstage brawl that he's not going to have what it takes whenever he gets to the main event with Cactus Gage? Where the hell's Cactus Gage at? Like, he's not even on this card. Is he even going to be here? There's supposed to be a contract signing for this championship match, and yet we don't even know if he's going to be at the show. So I just think there's so many stories here that are interesting. Who the hell's Jay Logan? I want to know more about Jay Logan. Like, where is he from? Why should we care about his character? Tex just has a massive win against a champion last week. Does he want two titles? Is he interested in the hardcore title? Where's this guy at? Where's his mind at? I want to hear from him in card 34, or card 35. So I think there's a lot of potential here, but at the end of the day, this show's only going to be as good as you guys help me make it. I do my part, right? I role play the hell out of this. I ask a lot of you to work with me. I create content. I do it all, right? And so I'm setting the stage here. I'm kind of raising the bar for the rest of you. There's a lot of potential here. And if you ever feel like you're stuck, come talk to me. Like, I'll help you be creative. Talk to Ebarb. He's creative. Talk to Dustin. Like, just ask questions. Ask people where you think you should go. And if you have two people who you both don't know where you should go, work together. Like, start building towards something. Force our hand as a booking committee to book you into something because you're just telling us such a really great story.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like, I'm wanting to know more about J Mac and Dirk. They're both from
Hell
the
yeah.
Blackout Crew. They've got it on their clothes, Blackout Crew on their
What
shirts
is
and
the
everything.
Blackout Crew?
Who is it? What is it? All I know is y'all both wear a shirt that says Blackout Crew. That's all I know. So I want more of that. I want to know more about Jay Logan. I want to know more about everybody. I'm trying to build up Tex more and more, and I'm trying to slowly build up the whole guns for hire thing without giving too much because I'm still not 100% sure which way I want to roll with this with Dustin, how we want to do it. But that's it. Just get with somebody, guys. Get with whoever your matches up with. Say, hey, do you want to RP together or do you want to do it alone? Start building something together because otherwise, me and Nate and Dustin, when we're making these matches and looking to see what's going to be best, if y'all are giving us something to go off of, then we'll be like, hey, yeah, let's keep building these guys over here because they're starting to feud. Other than, well, this guy's going to fight this guy this week, and then next week he'll fight somebody else, and the week after that will be somebody else, and there's nothing going on flow wise. So it's all about the flow of the show, and that's what you've got to go for. So if y'all start telling us that y'all want to, hey, me and me and Captain want to start doing this more, or me and Dirk want to start putting in a feud, then we'll start putting y'all in those feud type matches. So y'all got to help us help y'all.
Yep, I think that um, there's just a lot of potential of really good stories here, right? There's a lot of history. So Aiden Steele and Cactus started to tell some of their history in those early role plays when we first brought back the GFW, because that history was there, right? And it's real, and there's an opportunity that I think that those two will call back on that, right? And it's going to go back to some of that, and there's just so much potential of things that you could do with it. And again, if you ever feel stuck, just tag somebody. And I'll say this too, letting a small cat out of the bag. But when the pay per view gets here, I think some of these entrances that I've seen and even gave an advice about, like, they're going to be really good. So the pay per view is building up. Like, people have been thinking about it, and if you haven't, give it some thought. Give it, you want to make these shows, especially pay per views, feel special, and they feel special with a special attire, with a special entrance, with something, a special role play. Like it, you should do something that makes it feel special. So I think the pay per view is going to be outstanding. I think Card 35 is going to be a really, really good one. Those are some good matches there, and yeah, I'm excited about the future. Yes, it sucks that we lost Tavon, and it sucks that this nightmare guy like clicked out and left. But at the same time, we've added, I think, 5 new guys this past week. 2 of which have already got fully approved and are ready to rock and roll. We just have to do FPR matches, and then 3 more who are still just kind of working on their stuff, but hopefully will get approved by this weekend. And so I'm letting you know right now, Ebar, I'll be out for the entire weekend working in New York. So if you're around, I know that you work too, but anytime that you're around, maybe reach out to these guys, see what kind of help they need. Because when we get back from my New York trip, we'll just have a couple more days. Everybody will need to turn their stuff in, and then, man, it'll be time to start doing the pay-per-view card. And I'd love to have some brand new faces that we can get on the pay-per-view card. All right, so give me your closing thoughts. We talked about Card 34, a really fun show, a great watch party. This go-go guy has been such an awesome addition with his energy and the things that he's adding here. Like, man, I've just kind of fallen in love with that guy. He's been such a great addition. And then we talked about Card 34. This is the go-home show. And so this is the opportunity to leave people wanting more, to leave people saying they can't wait for that pay-per-view to drop so that they can watch it. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
Final thoughts, 34 was a great show. 35 is going to be even better, 100%. And it's going to leave everybody wanting more going into the pay per view. Pay per view entrances, like we've said, have are going to go up. Like both of my guys, I've worked on them. I put a lot of time into it. I've changed up a lot of their stuff, and there's a lot of these guys that are just starting, so they're going to slowly build. So just keep working on your guys, keep getting up there. But like Nate said, the entrances and the attributes, not attributes, attire, everything for a pay per view should be over the top. Nate hates this, but go ahead. Put pyro in everything you do. Why not? It's a pay per view. Do it. You know, But have fun with your stuff, have fun, but let's get some more RPing going, get some more content out there, start working with each other, guys. That's all we can do, and to get this keep going, the more we work with each other, the better the shows are going to get.
Absolutely. It should be a whole lot of fun. So I guess that's it. That's the rest of our show. It's been a good show. I've had a lot of fun. I love doing these with him. Of course, Ebarb and I have known each other for many, many, many years, but we just have great chemistry together, and Ebarb is really good at these, and I think these come out really great. So I hope that you guys enjoy these. Watch them. Subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grown Folks Online Community. Subscribe to our Twitter follow, Grown Folks OC. We're on Twitch, GrownFolks OC, and then of course our website that you should all be using, GrownFolksOC.com. And I have sent out many hundreds of messages bothering you guys. There are some question marks on the final signature and finisher list. It's really nice and clean, spells it out really easy to read. Please look through and help me fill in some of those question marks. The question mark may just be, yeah, it's the exact same thing, copy and paste. Perfect, but I need to know that. Ebarb's going to help me with that. He's going to reach out to you and try to get you to help me fill in some of those blanks. And then also, if you want to name them, tell me what name you want to use. And I'll make sure that we rename the stuff and just have it on the side. But lots of fun stuff coming up. Ebarb, thanks for making some time with me. Now we can go get this main event match done for card number 35.
Sounds awesome. I'll see you there.
All right, fellas, we'll see you next week. Peace.